Can we start the session?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can we start the session?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, in the last lecture, we have taken one problem on the structural analysis. That is basically the bar under axial load, right? So for this lecture, we will continue the same. Okay. So we will take again the problem which is based on bar under axial load, right? So let's start with the problem. Okay. So see this problem which we'll be taking. For the given steel block, supporting rigid plates, shown in figure, determine displacement matrix, and stresses in each element. Okay. So see, just see the diagram what is given. Okay. So see this diagram. All of you see this diagram. Okay. So this is basically your steel plate. Which is being supported by the blocks. This steel plate, it is supported by the blocks. Okay. So let's see this first block. Okay, this is the first block. This is basically the ground, your ground. Okay, this is your ground plate, or basically it is your ground. Okay, this is one plate. Okay, this is one plate, or you can call it as block. See, this is basically one block. Okay, this is again one more block you can have, right? This is one more block. Okay, this is one more block, right? This is one more block. See, this is one block and this is one block. See, both the blocks are made up of a steel. Right? Okay, and you have two blocks in between. Right? So I will draw these two blocks. Okay, I will draw these two blocks. See, this upper block, it is of aluminium. Okay, and this lower block, it is of brass. Right? See, these two blocks are of steel, and in between two blocks are of aluminium and brass, right? See this length. Okay, this length of the aluminium block. Okay, similarly, this is the length of the brass block, and they are measuring 500. They are measuring 500 mm. This is again 500 mm. This is again 500 mm. So both are measuring 500 mm, right? Clear? And on this rigid plate, see, this is basically the rigid plate. This is the rigid plate. On this rigid plate, you will be applying the load of, that is P of 20 kilonewton. You will be applying the load of 20 kilonewton. Okay, getting this point. So what do you have? You have basically 4 blocks. 2 blocks are of steel, okay, which are provided at the end, and in between blocks are of aluminum and brass. Okay, and on that, these 4 blocks, they have kept one rigid plate, okay, which is applied with the load 20 kilonewton. Now what they're expecting, to calculate the displacement. At the same time, we need to calculate stresses. So obviously stress will be induced in this steel block. Again, the stress will be induced in this steel block. The stress will be induced in the aluminum block. The stress will be induced in the brass block, right? So those stresses we need to calculate, right? Now the thing will be, okay, the very basic step here. Again, they have given one table, okay, inside which they have mentioned the properties, okay, inside which they have mentioned the properties, right? So let's see why I'm writing this problem, because thing is like that, you should understand the problem first, okay, otherwise I might have just have pick and place it here, right? You should first understand the problems. Then here properties, okay, here you have cross sectional area, okay, and here you have E, okay, cross sectional area, it is in mm square, E it is in Newton per mm square, right? So it is given. Okay, so let's talk about steel. Let's talk about steel. For steel, cross section area is 200 mm square. E it is 2 into 10 raised to power 5, right? Next, for aluminium. For aluminium, it is 370, and this is 7 into 10 raised to power 4, right? And for brass, this is 370. This is 8.8 into 10 raised to power 4. 8.8 into 10 raised to power 4. So see, this is the problem which is being given, right? Now what we need to start? We need to initially start. Okay, tell me what is the very basic step in FEA? What is the very basic step in FEA? Can you let me know? What is the very basic step in FEA?
EME.
Right. See, you need to go for EME. Okay, but before that EME, okay, see, you're talking about element matrix equation, but where are the elements? Have you formed the elements?
Nodes.
No, sir.
Discretization.
Right. So there is a concept of nodes, right? So basically you need to initially start with the elements and nodes. So how you will get elements and node? By dividing this entire system into number of subsystems or number of parts, right? So as I told you in the last lecture, there are 3 criteria for discretization. Okay, there are 3 criteria for discretization. So first criteria is change in material. Okay. Second criteria is change in cross section, and third criteria is the point where they applied the load. At that point you form the node. Okay, so these are the 3 criteria as I told you in the last lecture, right? So let's start with the forming the elements. Okay, now see, can I call this as a steel as one element? Is it okay? Can I call this steel as a one element? See,
Yes, sir.
this is a steel, this is one element, right? This is steel as a one element. Try to understand. I make it some diagram like electrical circuit. This is a steel element. Okay, after that, can you have this aluminum element? Is it okay?
Yes.
This is aluminum element. Is it okay? Now
Yes, sir.
aluminum element are brass and are connected. Aluminum or brass are connected, so I can have brass element here. Is it okay? So this is brass element, right? Is it okay or not? And on other side, what I have again steel element, right? So this is steel element. This is again steel element. Is it okay? Now, if you see whether this steel element or whether this steel element or whether this brass element or whether this steel element, they are connected to same line. They're connected to same line. Okay, so that line, see what do you mean by line? They are connected to a single point, right? See, if you see all these three elements, they're connected to same line. Okay, that means I can connect all these three. Okay, I can connect all these three, and when you connect these elements, it becomes a node. Are you able to get this point or not? When you connect these three, it becomes what? A node, right? Similarly, the same case is going to happen at the top side. At the top side, you need to connect steel, aluminum, and again steel at a single point, right? So this is like this. See here. So it is again same. So this is again one node, right? Are you able to get this diagram? What I drawn?
Yes, sir.
At the top, steel, aluminum, and again steel are connected at a single point. Similarly, at the bottom, steel, brass, and steel are again connected at a same point. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear or not? So let me call this as node number 1 and let me call this as node number 2. Is it okay?
Yes.
Should I go into sequence? Let me go into the sequence. This is node number 1. Let me call this as node number 2 and let me call this as node number 3. This is again okay. Instead of taking node number 3 in between, let me move in the sequence, right? So this is node number 1 where these three elements are connected. This is node number 2 where these two elements are connected, and this is node number 3 again where these three elements are connected. Is there any more connection in this diagram? Is there any more connection point rather than these 3 points?
No, sir.
Huh? Is there any more? No.
No, sir.
Right? So see in this problem, how many nodes you are getting? You are getting 3 nodes. You are getting 3 nodes. Okay. Now we need to go for element. So let me call this steel as one element, right? This is element number 1, right? Let me call this as aluminum as element number 2. Is it okay? This is element number 2. Aluminum is element number 2. Let me call this as element number 3. Brass as element number 3. And let me call this steel as element number 4. Element number 4. Right? Element number 4. Is it okay? So how many elements you have? You have 4 elements. Okay, you have 4 elements and you have 3 nodes, right? You have 3 nodes. Have you understood? See, this is basically the physical diagram. Okay, this is a physical setup which we have converted into some electrical circuit network, right? Is it okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now see, now this is how we are going to proceed to the solution of the problem. So this is very basic step, forming the nodes and elements, right? So what is the next step? What is the next step? As you told you, we need to go for EME, right? We need to go for EME, element matrix equation. Okay. So see how I will write down. What is element matrix equation? What is element matrix equation? Tell me. What is EME? EME is
AE upon L.
right. It is AE by L 1
Chota matrix.
minus 1 multiplied
U1,
by
U2.
U1 U2 is
Is
equal
equals
to
to F1, F2.
F1 equal to F1 F2, right? This is basically EME, where this particular matrix, it is called as a stiffness matrix. This is stiffness matrix multiplied by displacement is given by force, right? See, it is simple as F is equal to K into X. F is equal to K into X. Instead of calling it as a K, you call it as matrix K because it's a stiffness matrix, right? Now we need to write down matrix K. See what I'm doing. I need to write down the stiffness matrix K for element number 1. For element number 1, I need to write down. Now see here, element number 1, for element number 1, I will write down the stiffness matrix. So what is the area of element number 1? It is steel. What is the area? It is 200. Is it okay? Area
Yes,
is
sir.
200 into E. What is E of steel? What is that? 2 into 10 to the power 5, right? 2 into 10 to the power 5 upon what is the length of steel? See, this you are written it for one that is steel. For steel, what is the length? This total length, what is that? 1000, na? This is 1000. It okay? Into 1 minus 1 minus 1 1. Have you understood this step? Have you understood this step or not? Let me know. Stiffness matrix.
Yes,
See, area
Yes,
of
sir.
steel into E of steel upon length of steel. Okay. Clear. So tell me this, how much value you're getting? This calculation you let me know. How much you're getting? Tell me how much you're getting.
40,000.
Fast. Tell me this.
40,000.
Huh?
40,000.
40,000 you are getting.
40,000.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You're getting
40,000.
40,000. Right? So can I take 10 raised to the power 4 outside? 4. Right? Minus 4 plus 4. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It is 40,000. Instead of dealing with that much quantity, let's take that 4 common. Na? Is it okay? Now see, if you talk about this element number 1, see, if you talk about this element number 1, it is between node 1 and 3. It is between node 1, 3. Okay, so accordingly you write down. This is 1, 3. This is 1, 3 again, right? 1, 3, 1, 3. See how I written? 1, 3, 1, 3. See, this is 1, 3, 1, 3. Is it clear? It is between node 1 and 3. Element number 1, it is between node 1 and 3. So you write down 1, 3, 1, 3, right? Now go for element number 2. Go for element number 2, right? For element number 2, which is element number 2? Just see here. It's an aluminium, right? Element number 2 is aluminium. So what is the area of aluminium? It's 370, right? Area of aluminium is 370. Okay. Into E of
Hello.
aluminium. हाँ बोलो बोलो.
सर वो मैट्रिक्स का पूछा था 1 और 3 लिया आपने ना वहाँ पे,
हाँ.
तो
हाँ, see.
सर वो 3:1 ले सकते हैं सर? 3:1.
See, telling, I'm telling. If you take it like this, na, if you take it like 3:1, na, 3:1, right? If you take it 3:1, then for element number 2, you need to do it as 3:2. Getting my point? Either you move from top towards up, okay, or you move from up towards down. Getting my point? If you are taking 1, 3, na, then for every element you move from bottom towards up. Getting my point? But
Yes,
as
sir.
you told you, if you want to do it, if you want to do it like 3:1, na, then for element number 2 you do it 3:2. Then for element number 3 you do it 2:1, and again for element number 4 you do it 3:1. Either you move from bottom towards up or you move from up towards down, like that, right? Is it okay? Right? Okay. See, so area of aluminium. See, we are talking about element number 2. Element number 2 is aluminium. So area of aluminium is 370 into E of aluminium. What is E of aluminium? It is 7 into 10 raised to the power 4 upon length of aluminium. Upon length of the aluminium. It is given in the diagram. 500. Right? It is 500. Clear? So just see how much you are getting.
51,800.
How much you are getting this value?
51.8 into
5,800.
51800.
5.181.
Double zero.
5.18. Okay,
5.1.
51,800. Is it that 51,800?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great.
Okay, so again, order to I will take 10 raised to power 4 common. So this is 5.18 minus 5.18 minus 5.18 and again 5.18. Is it okay? Okay. 5.18 minus 5.18 minus 5.18, 5.18. See, this is minus, minus 5.18, right? Clear? Right? Now go to this element number 2. Just go to element number 2 because we are writing the stiffness matrix for element number 2. So element number 2, see here, element number 2, it is between 2 and 3. See, it is between 2 and 3. Because for element number 1, I move from bottom towards up. I have given the notation like 1, 3. I given the notation like 1, 3. So similarly for element number 2, I need to give like 2, 3. Okay, so I will give it like this. 2, 3, 2, 3. Is it okay? Right? Next, you go for stiffness matrix of element number 3. Now see, which is the element number 3? It's a brass, right? So what is the area of brass? 370, right? This is 370. Into what is E of brass? 8.8 into 10 raised to the power 4, right? Upon what is the length of the brass? See here, what is the length of the brass? How much it is? 500, right? Into 1 minus 1 minus 1, 1, right? So tell me how much value you are getting.
6.5120.
How much?
65120.
65120. Okay. 65120. Okay. So this is minus 6.51. This is again minus 6.51. This is 6.51. Is it okay? Is it okay with this matrix or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see for element number 3, it is between 1 and 2. See here, it is between 1 and 2. I am moving from bottom towards up. It is 1 and 2. So this is 1, 2. This is 1, 2. Is it okay? Right? Now go for element number 4. For element number 4. See, element number 4, it is same as element number 1. Element number 4, it is same as element number 1. Is it okay? So if can I directly write down it for stiffness matrix of element number 4? See, it is same. See, both are steel only, na? Both the elements are steel only, and they are in between same nodes 1 and 3. Okay, so I will directly write down 10 raised to the power 4, 4 minus 4 minus 4 and 4, right? Between 1, 3 and between 1, 3. Is it okay? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
See, both the elements are same now. Why you're doing this calculation again? You know that it is steel and it is between same node only, right? Now see what you have. Now see what you have. You have element matrix for every element, right? You have element matrix for every element. This will be for element number 1. This will be for element number 2, 3, and 4, like that. Now we are interested to get a single matrix which will govern for the entire system, right? And that matrix, it is called as global matrix, right? So we need to calculate what? Global matrix. It is indicated by Kg, global matrix. So before forming the global matrix, you try to get what is the size of the global matrix. Okay. So size of the global matrix will be determined by number of nodes. Okay. Size of the global matrix will be determined by number of nodes. Okay. If you want, I will write down here. Size of the global matrix. Size of the global matrix is equal to number of nodes multiplied by degrees of freedom multiplied by degrees of freedom per node. Okay, multiplied by degrees of freedom per node, right? So how many number of nodes are there in this problem? Just check how many nodes.
V.
How many nodes are there in the problem?
V.
3.
Right? There are 3 nodes, and each node can only move in vertical direction because you have applied the load in vertical direction, right? So it can move only in vertical direction. So that is 1. So you will have the size of the global stiffness matrix equal to 3 by 3. Okay, because it's a matrix, right? So you have rows multiplied by column. Okay, so what is the size of the global matrix? It is 3 by 3, right? So you should write down that matrix here. So see how I'm writing here. You should be able to write down this one. 1, 2, and 3, right? See here. 1, 2, and 3, right? So this many number of rows you will get, and this many number of columns you will get, right? So size will be 3 by 3. Size will be 3 by 3. Now, as I told you in the last lecture, you need to just pick this matrices and place it in a global matrices, right? You need to pick individual element matrices so as to place it in a global matrices, right? So just pick it. So as you see, from every matrix 10 to the power 4 is common. Okay, so you don't forget to take it common. 10 to the power 4 is a common value, right? So just take it outside. Okay, now start with this one. What is the position of this? It is 1, 1. So at 1, 1 you place 4, right? Then what is the position? 1, 3, 1, 3. So at 1, 3 you put -4, right? At 1, 3 you put -4. Next 3, 1. So 3, 1 you again put -4. Are you able to get this thing or not? See here. At 3 and at 1, what is that? -4. Then at 3, 3, what is that? 4. So at 3, 3, this is 4. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay or not? See, 4, -4, -4, 4. This is your matrix. Now 4, -4, -4, 4, right? Next, start with 2, 3, 2, 3. See, it is simple. It is straightforward matrix. 2, 3, 2, 3. So just get the starting point. Starting point will be 2, 2, right? So at 2, 2, that is at this point, you put 5.18, right? 5.18. This is starting point, 5.18. Okay, so just side of that, what you'll get? It's a -5.18, right? Again, here, what you'll get? -5.18. And here, what you'll get? +5.18, right? So this is +5.18, right? Is it okay? 5.18 -5.18 -5.18 and 5.18, right? Clear? So this is about 2, 3, 2, 3. Now again, what is that? 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is again a straightforward matrix. 1, 2, 1, 2, right? So just get a starting point. That is 1, 1, right? This is a starting point. 1, 1. Okay. So at 1 and 1, what is the value? 6.51. So plus 6.51. Okay. -6.51 -6.51 plus 6.51. Is it okay? Let me know, is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, I'm telling you, not a new thing I'm doing. What I'm doing I'm just picking a matrices and place it in a global matrices. See, this matrix was not straightforward. It is 1, 3, 1, 3. Okay, so that's why I need to take more care about such sort of matrices. If you talk about this matrix 2, 3, 2, 3, it's a straightforward, right? So just get a starting point, start writing elements just side of that, right? Again, 1, 2, 1, 2, it's a straightforward, so there is no problem. Now again, here the question comes. It's 1, 3, 1, 3. Okay, so you go element to element wise. At 1, 1, what is the position? 4. So at 1, 1, what is the position? +4, right? Clear? Then at 1, 3, it is -4. So at 1, 3, it is -4, right? Then at 3, 1, it is -4. So at 3, 1, it is -4, right? Then at 3, 3, it is 4. At 3, 3, it is 4, right? Okay. So now
सर एक बार फिर से बताओ ना,
कौन सा?
यही मैट्रिक्स है।
पूरा?
हाँ सर।
See this one. stiffness matrix of element number 1. What is that? First element 1 1 is 4. So this is 1 1 is 4 element, right? Then at 1 3, what is that? Minus 4. So at 1 3 it is minus 4, right? Next 3 1 it is minus 4. So 3 1 it is minus 4, right? Next 3 3 it is 4. So 3 3 this is 4, right? Next move from 2 3 2 3. So just get the starting point 2 2. So at 2 2 you place this value 5.18, then this value minus 5.18, then this value minus 5.18, right? Then this value 5.18, right? Next go
Hello,
to
sir.
1 to 1. Then
The
1
element
1
number
at
three.
1 1. At 1 1 what is the location? Value 6.51. So at 1 1 this is 6.51. Then inside of that it is minus 6.51. Here it is again minus 6.51. See this value, and here it is 6.51, right? Again go to
Okay,
this
sir,
matrix
fine.
1 1 it is 4.
वो मैं कर
Then 1
हाँ,
3 it is minus 4. Let me complete. Then 3 1 it is minus 4, and at 3 3 it is 4. Is it okay?
yes sir.
Understood?
Yeah.
Now see how you will understand that what are the global stiffness matrix that your form is correct. How to understand that, right? How will understand? How you're going to
Hello,
understand?
sir.
Huh?
Hello.
One has
You
three
mentioned
nodes.
diagonal matrix.
Huh? Now see
Yeah.
diagonal matrix. Listen, diagonal matrix you will get when the elements are connected in sequence or when the nodes are assigned in the sequence. Getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here, you see, here it is not the case. After the element number 1, there is element number 2. After that, there is element number 3. It is not the case. Here you can have element in any manner. Okay, that's why. Okay, this matrix you are not getting as a diagonal matrix. Getting this point? Now see
Yes, sir.
how to understand that this global matrix which your form is correct. Now see, talk about node number 1. At node number 1, how many elements are connected? Tell me.
Three elements.
Three
One,
elements are connected.
2 and 4.
Okay. See, at element number 1, sorry, at node number 1, these 3 elements are connected. Steel, brass, and steel. That is 3 elements are connected. So if you see the location of 1 1, at 1 1, you are getting 3 terms. 3 terms. Getting or not? These 3 terms are for 3 elements. This is for first element, this is for second element, and this is for third element. Getting or not?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Okay. Now talk about node number 2. How many elements are connected? 2 elements are connected. So at 2 2 you are getting 2 terms, right? If you go for node number 3, there are again 3 elements are connected. So at 3 3 you are getting 3 terms, right? So this is how you're going to verify that the global matrix which you have formed is correct. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, we are interested to solve this equation. We need to solve this equation, right? We are supposed to solve this equation. Okay, this is the equation which we are supposed to solve. Okay, how you will solve that equation? Okay, you need to write down global matrix equation. Na? GME is given by, what is GME? It is global matrix multiplied by displacement is given by force, right? Global matrix multiplied by displacement is given by force. Right? So see, you don't forgot to take this 10 raised to power 4 common, right? So just take that 10 raised to power 4 common, right? So just take this, I'll just take this 10 raised to power 4 common, right? Just take this 10 raised to power 4 common. Okay, and I will just write down these terms. But tell me this value, how much you're getting? 4 plus
14.
all of you should have a calculator with you.
14.51.
14.512.
14.51. I will take it only then. Then minus 6.51. This is minus 8. Minus 6.51. Tell me this value.
11.69.
5.18 plus
11.69.
how much?
11.69.
11.69 minus 5.18 minus 8. Tell me this value.
13.18.
13.18.
How much?
13.18.
13.18.
0.8.
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see. Now this is the global matrix. You need to multiply it by displacement. So there are 3 nodes. So obviously there will be 3 displacement. U1, U2, U3, right? Is equal to, obviously there are 3 forces, F1, F2 and F3. Is it okay? Now we are interested to solve this equation. Okay, we are interested to solve this equation. So see, in FEA, before solving the equation, you try to impose what are the boundary conditions are there. Okay, so tell me, by looking at the diagram, what boundary condition you can apply?
F1 is equal to 0.
What are you saying?
Sorry, F2 is equal to 0.
F2 is equal to 0. That means force at node 2 is 0 directly, you're saying. Just see this diagram and let me know what sort of boundary condition you can apply.
Sir, no,
F1
node 3 fixed, F1 will be 0, sir. F1 will be 0. F1 and F3.
F1 and F3 will be 0.
See how F1 is 0, because at node 1 structure is fixed. So wherever the structure is fixed, at that point you will get a reaction. So how the reaction is 0?
20, minus 20 kilonewton.
Obviously. Reaction at, listen, you should get a reaction at
Minus
node
20
1.
kilonewton.
See, you should get a reaction at node 1 as minus 20 kilonewton you should get. That is all okay. That is okay. You should get that value, right? But that value we need to show that we have calculated that value correctly. Is it clear or not? We need to calculate that value of reaction by using displacements, right? See, what you understand from this line, this entire structure, it is fixed to this particular line, the bottom line. If you want, I will make some diagram like this. See this entire, see, this is steel block, this is aluminum block, this is brass block, this is again steel block. Okay, and on that you have rigid plate. But where this steel block it is connected to the ground. Where this brass block is connected to the ground, and where this steel block is connected to the ground, right? That means what? See, this node 1 is fixed, na? Says or no?
Yes, sir. U1.
What do you understand from node 1? Node 1. See,
U1
where you
0
are getting
रहेगा.
node 1? Node 1, it is basically the connection between steel block and ground. Similarly, it is connection between brass block and ground. Again, this steel block and ground. So at node 1, the structure is fixed. So displacement at node 1 is 0. Try to understand. This is the boundary condition which you're going to apply. Getting my point? See, node 1 will not move. See, if the node 1 will move now, what will happen? Your structure will come out of the ground.
Sir, node 3
See,
with the fixed है ना?
See,
Node 3 move हो रहा है Samshu.
See, node 3 it will move, na? When you apply the load to this plate, what will happen? This node 3 will move down, na?
हाँ, yeah, okay, fine. और rigid. Okay, ठीक है.
Getting my point? See, what I'm taking, see, if you're not going to make the structure fixed at point number 1, how will you apply the force? Can you apply the force by taking the this structure in the air? See, on somewhere ground, you need to place that structure and then you need to apply the force. Na? Yes or no? Getting this point? All of you getting why I'm taken U1 as 0? Because
Yes,
at
sir.
node 1
समझ रहा
structure is fixed.
Yes.
That's why displacement at node 1 is 0. So we are interested to calculate reaction where displacement is 0. Okay, so we are interested to calculate the value of F1, which should come as minus 20. Right? It should come as minus 20, right? If value of F1 should be minus 20, we should get that value. Right? See, if 20 kilonewton is going downward, if we take this value as plus value, then value of F1 will come as minus value. That is minus 20. Right? Then only the summation of forces or equilibrium will be satisfied. Right? So see, if any displacement is going to get 0, what happens is that particular row and that particular column gets cancelled. Right? That particular row and that particular column gets cancelled. So you need to solve for this. Okay, you need to solve the equations with two unknowns. You need to solve two simultaneous equations with two unknown for calculating the value of U2 and U3, provided you have the value of F2 and F3. Right? Now see, what is the force applied at node 2? At node 2, tell me what force you applied. At node 2, what force you applied? Have you applied any force at node 2 here? Have you applied any force here? No. So this is 0 Newton. 0 Newton. Now talk about node 3. At node 3, that is at this point. Have you applied some load? That is 20 kilonewton. That is going down, right? That is going down. So I will take these are the minus. Minus 20 kilonewton. But it is kilonewton. See here, it is kilonewton. E, it is in Newton. E, it is in Newton. And this force, it is in kilonewton. So it will not work. So you need to convert this kilonewton into Newton. So I will make it 20,000 Newton. Is it okay?
सर F3 पे पॉजिटिव आएगा ना सर?
सर F3 तो ऊपर रिएक्शन लगा रहा है ना, तो पॉजिटिव आएगा ना.
See, there is
इक्विलिब्रियम
convection.
कंडीशन देखेंगे
What
तो
I'm
माइनस
telling you,
आएगा और उस
you
हिसाब
have
से
to
देखेंगे तो
understand.
पॉजिटिव आएगा.
See what? See. Let me finish first. What I am doing, the forces which is applied in downward direction, I am taking it as a minus. So
अच्छा,
whatever the
ठीक है.
reaction which I will get it in upward direction, it will come as a plus. If you want to do it reverse, you do that, right? If you take this as a plus value, then value of F1 you will get it as minus value. Getting my point or not? See, if you take this as a plus, value of F1 will come as a minus. If you take this as a minus, value of F1 will come as a plus. Getting my point or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So solve this in a calc. All of you solve this in a calc. All of you know how to solve this in a calc. Okay. So just go in a calc, right? Go to this mode. Everybody is having the calc. See, solve the equation, system equation, two unknowns, right? In
minus
first,
H1 4.19 U2 or U3 minus 1837.4.
see, all of you, have you taken that value? Have you taken this value? See, have you taken this value 10 to the power 4? 11.69 into 10 to the power 4. 11.69 into 10 to the power 4. Have you taken that value? Minus 5.18 into 10 to the power 4. Okay, here it is 0. Then again, minus 5.18 into 10 raised to power 4, then 13.18 into 10 raised to power 4 minus 20,000. So tell me, all of you, how much answer you're getting? See this. How much
minus
answer you're getting?
0.0814 and minus 0.1837.
This is U2. This is in mm. Right? Just see the value of U3. Minus 0.1837. Are you getting this value? In front of you only I saw it.
Yes, sir.
Right? So see this. So you got the value of U2 and U3. In calculator, you need to solve two simultaneous equations with two unknown. Right? You have U2 and U3. Now, as I told you, the point where structure is fixed, at that point you will get a reaction. Obviously, you will get a reaction at the fixed support, that is at node number 1. So that reaction will be F1, right? So how you will get F1? This row multiplied by column, right? So 10 raised to power 4 inside a bracket 14.51 into U1 plus minus 6.51 into U2. See this into this U2 plus minus 8 into U3. See, minus 8 into U3 is equal to F1. Is it okay? This row multiplied by column, but don't forget to take 10 raised to power 4. So you need, when you do the multiplication, you need to go element to element wise, right? So that is what is written. So just put the value 10 raised to power 4. This U1 is 0 only. 14.51 U1 is 0. So this is minus 6.51 into U2 is minus 0.0814 plus minus 8 into U3. U3 is again minus 0.1837, right? Is equal to F1. Is equal to F1, right? So tell me how much value you are getting. F1. What value of F1 you will get? You should get it value as 20,000. You should get 20,000.
2 into 10 to the power 4.
2 into the 10 to what?
1.9 into 10 raised to 4.
20 kilonewton.
Let me check what you have done. Okay. So this is shifter 10 raised to power 4 multiplied by it. Inside what you have is this minus plus 6.51, right, into 0.0814, right? Again this minus becomes plus this 8 into 0.1837, right? It completes. So you're getting how much answer? 19995.14 Newton. Is it okay?
Newton. Yes, sir. Same answer.
Right? All of you are getting this value.
Yes.
Yes. See what I'm telling you. This should come exactly. This should come exactly how much? 20,000. It is not coming 20,000. There is some error. Okay. So from where the error is going to start? See, I'll let you know from where error will start. The point where you've done the first calculation, from that point error will start. See, this is one numerical value. So in this, there is no error. But see, from here onwards, in this equation or in this matrix, we have taken 2 digit after the decimal point, right? So more the digit you take after the decimal point, okay, so what will happen, because these two values are ultimately going to enter here this matrices, and this matrices you are solving for getting u2 and u3, and u2 and u3 will decide value of f1, getting or not. So more the digit you take after the decimal point, more the chances that, okay, your summation of forces will tend to 0. But see, whatever the calculation which we have done, it's a correct value, right? That much error it is allowed. So when you apply the condition of summation of equilibrium, so summation of fx, if you will take, it is addition of f1 plus f2 plus f3. Okay, so f1 you have 19995.14 plus f2 you don't have any force, plus f3 it is minus 20,000. Okay, so that is approximately equal to 0. That means what are the values of displacements that you have got are right. Is it okay? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Hello.
Now see, we are interested to calculate the value of stress, right? So as you know, how will calculate E? What is the value of E? It is the ratio of stress by strain, right? Then what is the value of stress? Stress is equal to E into strain, right? So it is equal to E into, what is strain? It is change in length upon original length, right? Change in length upon original length. Okay, I will write down here, change in length upon original length, change in length upon original length. Is it okay? So let's start the value of this sigma. Let's calculate the value of sigma for element number 1. You need to calculate for element number 1. It is what? E. E of element number 1 into, what is change in length of element number 1? See about element number 1. Element number 1, if you see about element number 1, it is between which node? 1 and 3, right? Element number 1, it is between 1 and 3. Okay, so it is u3 minus u1 upon length of element number 1. Is it okay or not? See, it is between node 1 and 3. That's why I taken u3 minus u1. Is it okay? So what is the value of stress in element number 1? It is steel. For steel, what is the value of E? It is 2 into 10 to the power 5, right? E is 2 into 10 to the power 5. What is the value of U3? U3 is minus 0.1837. Minus, what is the value of U1? U1 it is 0. U3 minus U1 upon L1. What is the length of element number 1? It is 1000. Okay? It is 1000. So see, let me know the answer what you're getting. Bit fast.
minus 0.0367.
Minus 0.0
367.
367, and Newton unit will be Newton per mm square. Newton will be same as unit of, okay, unit will be same as unit of E, right? Now go for stress induced in element number 2. So obviously for that you required modulus of elasticity of element number 2. Okay, now see this element number 2. Which is element number 2? It is this element number 2. It is between which node? 2 and 3, because we are moving from bottom towards up, 2 and 3. Okay, so it becomes U3 minus U2. U3 minus U2. Okay, so it is U3 minus U2 upon L2. U3 minus U2 upon
Sir, in stress 1 there is a decimal shift. It is 36.7.
minus 36.74 आ रहा है.
this value. How much you are getting? Minus
36.
Minus 36.74.
Decimal shift.
minus. See, I will rub this value. It is minus 36
Minus-
point
74.
minus 36.74. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Now do it with for element number 2. So it is U3 minus U2 by L2, right? So what is U3? Minus 0.1837 minus U2, that is minus of 0.0814 upon L2, length of element number 2. See, element number 2 and 3 are of same size, and that is 500, right? 500. Now all of you tell me a single answer which is correct, right?
सर 7 into 10⁴ भी मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे ना?
सर E value
7 into 10⁴.
Which value? That is to be multiplied here only, na? E value I forgot to 7 into 10⁴, right? This is to be multiplied. I forgot to mention that value there. Into 7 into 10⁴, right? So tell me this value, how much it is coming?
Sir, minus 14.32.
All of you check whether you are getting the same value.
Yes, sir.
yes sir.
Yes, sir.
Minus
32.
14.32 Newton per mm square. This is for element number 2, right? Now go for stress induced in element number 3. It is modulus of elasticity of element number 3. Now when you go into the diagram, see element number 3. It is between 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So its highest node is 2, right? So it is U2 minus U1 upon length of element number 3. Okay. So it's E value. What is the value of E for brass element? This element number 3. 8.8 into 10⁴, right? 8.8 into 10⁴. This is to be multiplied by U2. U2 is minus 0.0814 minus U1 is 0 upon L3. L3 is again 500, right? L3 is again 500. Clear? So just calculate this value. Tell me how much you're getting. Just calculate this value. See, length of element number 2 and 3 are same. That is 500. Just let me know how much you're getting.
Minus 14.32.
Minus
14.32.
14.32.
again you're getting same value.
Yes, sir.
For element number 2 and 3, just check all of you. You're getting same value.
Yes, sir.
Yes sir.
Now for element number 4. For element number 4, is it required to again calculate the value? It is same as element number 1, na? Getting or not?
sir.
If you want, you can calculate. You will get E4 into same U3 minus U1 by L4. But E4 and these all values are same. So I don't think there is need to calculate. Directly you can mention it as minus 36.74 Newton per mm square. Is it okay? Is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
So whether everybody is understood? Have you understood this numerical?
Yes, sir.
See, what I expect from you is you should do the calculation very correctly. Okay, so that our answers are not going to get varied. Right? See, this is the last stage where you are done incorrect calculation. Okay, so it doesn't much more vary the answer. Okay, but if you are committed the mistake somewhere here in calculating displacement, obviously it is going to vary your answer drastically, right? So whenever you're doing the calculation, you take a proper care, right? Some of the calculations I'm showing you how to do that in a calculator also. Okay, so you just pay that attention on that also, right? Is it okay? All of you understood?
Yes, sir.
हेलो सर हेलो हाँ मैं क्या बोल रहा था करते एलिमेंट नंबर 2 और एलिमेंट नंबर 3 दोनों का सीरीज में ना हम इसे कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं पैरेलल में.
I'm not getting your question.
Hello, sir.
See, for element number 2 and 3 are of different material. Somehow or coincidentally, their values are coming same, right? Obviously, you need to calculate it separately because elements are different. Though their length is same, okay, but their cross-sectional area as well as, see, their cross-sectional area it is mentioned as the same, but their E is different. E is different, right? Clear or not?
Oh, yes, sir. Property.
Getting or not? So you can't say that element number 2 and 3 are same. They are not same. Different material is same. You see why I have taken it same as for element number 4? Because see, element number 1 and 4 are same. They are made up of a steel. That means E is same. Similarly, they are made up of a same cross section. See, in the problem also you can see steel, same cross sectional, same E. At the same time, they are connected between same nodes. That is 1 and 3. That's why I taken same. See, if you are getting confused now, what do you do? Let it take a time, but you calculate it separately. That is not an issue. You write down here E4 into again U3 minus U1 upon L4, and you do that calculation. So there is no need of any confusion. Getting?
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I think this has been over for this today's lecture. I'll just put the attendance sheet where you can mark your attendance, right?
Hello, sir.